Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of The Cultured Gamer. On this week's episode, we talk about MK12 seemingly confirmed, and it looks like it's going to be a reboot of the franchise. All that and more on The Cultured Gamer. Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of The Cultured Gamer. I am your host, Jason Carmona. And today we're going to bang out some of the biggest news in gaming this week, including Mortal Kombat 12 being confirmed. We talk about the Street Fighter 6 open beta launching next week. We also talk about PlayOn merging their subsidiaries and the PlayStation Showcase that's rumored for the end of the month. So let's hop into the first bit of news. The sixth iteration of Street Fighter is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, Street Fighter 6. And Capcom being just announced that they will be launching the open beta for PlayStation 5. So I almost jumped ahead and said PlayStation 6. So basically, the content of the open beta will be the same as the closed beta test number 2, which featured 8 characters, the Battle Hub experience, and online crossplay. Some of the modes of play gamers can look forward to include ranked, casual, and Battle Hub matches. Modes of play also include an open tournament mode, extreme battle mode, as well as game center mode and training modes. Those 8 characters that were mentioned include Luke, Jamie, Chun-Li, Jory, Kimberly, Guile, Ken, and Ryu. We have a trailer to show you teasing the open beta demo for Street Fighter 6. Let's launch into that now. So that was some gameplay footage from the open beta trailer for Street Fighter 6. That, again, looks to launch on May 19th. So be sure to download that demo when the game launches next week. Or the demo, I should say, excuse me. Our next bit of news is developer PlayOn is merging their subsidiaries. So this news comes by way of Niche Gamer. My friend Brandon wrote this story as well. PlayOn is merging Deep Silver, Prime Matter, and Raven Scout to a single brand. So basically, he covers the news here and states that publishing giant PlayOn is set to merge several of their core subsidiaries into one brand. This news is confirmed via internal documents. The internal presentation, which was leaked via gamesindustry.biz, reveals PlayOn, which was formerly known as Koch Media, plans to merge 3 of their publishing labels in the gaming industry. Deep Silver, who is responsible for the recent Dead Island 2, as well as Metro Exodus and other games as well. Prime Matter and their other studio, Ravenscourt, down to one brand under the parent company PlayOn. The source reportedly notes the goal with merging these companies is to produce fewer games at a much higher quality. When reached out for comment, PlayOn confirmed the news by saying the restructure was part of, quote, simplifying our publishing operations, end quote, and noted that it only affected 5 to 6 jobs, which I kind of find hard to believe. PlayOn currently employs over 2,000 employees, and the source is seemingly suggesting there will be more layoffs than reported, which I would more than likely agree. 4 to 6 kind of seems like a very low number when you're merging 3 development houses into one. The 4 to 6 job losses is a cover smoke. There's going to be jobs in the tens to hundreds that are lost here. Hopefully this does lead to higher quality games, consolidating and combining all of the best within their studios, working on less titles. You'll have less shovelware. Raven's Court, both, and the what's the other company's name here? Prime Matter. Yeah, they don't have a strong record of quality titles. So let's pull up the wiki real quick. Prime Matters, they have Encased, Wasteland 3, Pathfinder, Outward, nothing of note. Mountain Blade 2, The Chant. The only major game I'm seeing on this list is Gungrave Gore. And that's and they're contributing, it looks like, to Payday 3 as well. But and System Shock. But besides that, they're not a studio that's a very well-known studio. They're very niche. Raven's Court as well. A lot of their titles are mining industry simulator, farm mechanic simulator, truck mechanic simulator. They worked on the Baldur's Gate enhanced edition. They probably helped with that. Garfield Kart. So yeah, this is not a developer that will be missing in the grand scope of the the gaming industry here. I think we're gonna be okay with them merging into Deep Silver, which has a stronger track record. They're working on the Time Splitters reboot with Free Radical Design. They just recently finished Dead Island 2 after 10 years of development. They worked on The Last Saints Row with Violation. They also, like I mentioned, worked on Metro Exodus, and more Saints Row titles. It shows in their past: Chivalry 2, Wasteland 3. So I think consolidating all these studios and just keeping the best of the best within each of the studios into a singular studio, this is the way to go. We don't need to have 3 separate studios producing shovelware on numerous amounts. We can get rid of these studios. I think we're going to do just fine, and I think PlayOn. This is a smart move. There's going to be jobs lost, and that's unfortunate. But they're cutting the fat. They're condensing their studio down, and they're going to make better games because of it. So our next story is going to be Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2, the Hero of Justice DLC pack number 2. So basically, this just dropped a couple days ago. The launch trailer for the DLC pack for Xenoverse 2. The DLC pack unlocks Orange Piccolo in his Powered Awaken iteration, and Gohan's Beast iteration from Dragon Ball Superhero, the film. The Hero of Justice Pack 2 DLC also features a new campaign scenario that is also based on the movie that I had just mentioned, Dragon Ball Super as well. The Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Hero of Justice Pack 2 will be released on May 11th, so you can actually download that today. We have a trailer for that as well. Let's launch that as well.
始めようか。まだ本気じゃないさ。 俺が僕の本当の力をこの程度だ。覚悟はいいか。魔漢光サッパー。
この一撃に全てを込めろ。ご飯。
So yeah, that looks kind of cool, and I know my son will be looking forward to that. And all Dragon Ball Z fans can download that today. The Dragon Ball Z, or I'm sorry, Dragon Ball Super Hero Justice DLC Pack 2 is now available for download on Xbox and PlayStation consoles. Our next story today, it looks like we're going to be getting another PlayStation showcase very, very soon. According to people with knowledge of Sony Interactive Entertainment's plans, the next big PlayStation showcase should take place at the end of the month or in early June, ahead of other big events planned for the month, including the Summer Games Showcase and the Xbox Games Showcase as well. These claims are corroborated by Giant Bomb journalist Jeff Grubb, who's known for breaking stories and dropping scoops, who wrote earlier this Monday that he believes that the PlayStation event could take place during the week of May 25th. These claims are accurate. PlayStation could kick off several weeks of major gaming showcases that are set to take place in the absence of the canceled E3 2023 show. Summer Games Fest, which has been billed as the global fan celebration of what's next in video games, will kick off its fourth year with a live kickoff showcase on June 8th, which is a Thursday. The Games Fest is promising world premieres, live gameplay demos, and announcements. The show will take place in front of a live audience as well as in the YouTube Theater on Hollywood Park in Inglewood, California. Following the Summer Games Showcase Fest, the summer's Xbox Games Showcase will take place on June 11th, which is on a Sunday, and will begin at 10 p.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. And 7 p.m. as well. It's not clear if, how long the showcase will last, but directly following the Xbox Games Showcase will be a Starfield Direct presentation, which will offer a deep dive into Bethesda's latest sci-fi RPG offering. Ubisoft was also holding its Ubi Forward live event on Monday, June 12th as well. All this is happening because, E3 canceled their show, and all these developers are now, offering digital showcases in lieu of being at the actual event. There's a lot of news that has been dropping in recent, including with Konami, which I'll talk about later with Ernest. Apparently, Konami has signed an exclusive deal with PlayStation, and it's going to be a big part of this showcase. We're talking about potential Metal Gear remakes or remasters coming, a new Castlevania title, and more gameplay in relates to Silent Hill as well. Since they had that Silent Hill showcase, they showed a lot of games off, and some of those games are going to be PlayStation exclusive, if not all of them. So those are expected to be at the showcase as well. Definitely looking forward to the showcase. We know that one's coming. It's just a matter of time. and hopefully we get one by the end of May to hype up the summer. Our next story and our last story today, this is going to be a short podcast episode, is Mortal Kombat 12. So seemingly Mortal Kombat 12 has been teased by the developer, Ed Boon, who's been on the franchise since the very beginning. And he is kind of teasing, had been teasing Mortal Kombat, dropping little hints on Twitter, whatnot. But this trailer, it's a 10-second clip, but definitely is an MK teaser. Basically, we get the clock counting down from 9, which was the last time the franchise rebooted, and went in a different direction than the original story branch. So we from 9, the games branch in a separate direction where heroes become villains, and different heroes emerge in lieu of that. People we didn't expect to become heroes step up to the plate and defend Earthrealm in Mortal Kombat. So basically, the following games, 10 and 12, take place decades later after those changes have taken course, and we see a timeline that's branched off into multiple what if scenarios. Liu Kang, who was a longtime hero of the franchise, is now evil, along with Kung Lao and Katana. So yeah, you see these alternate what if branches where the good guys are villains now, and this forces people who weren't necessarily looked at as heroes within the franchise to step up and become those heroes, as well as future iterations of their lineage stepping up to, defend Earthrealm in Mortal Kombat as well. So this trailer recently dropped and teases 9 through 11, which were the last iterations. And then instead of clocking in at 12, we notice a time skip. And the time skip reverts back to 1. So let's play that trailer now. So yeah, so that was the tease that dropped the other day, and got a lot of people talking. So this article that I found recently on Windows Central drops a little bit of knowledge on that teaser and what to expect. And basically, we're looking at a full reboot here. It states, report Mortal Kombat 1 is a reboot with full reveal and launch date imminent. Reported leaks an official teaser hint at the return of Mortal Kombat. So here's what we basically know from this leak. Ed Boon, the co-creator of the iconic fighting franchise Mortal Kombat, has released a teaser for the latest entry of the series. This was followed up by a leak from Twitter user at BillBill-Coon, stating this new game will be called Mortal Kombat 1 and will be launching on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, which is very interesting, and PC. As you guys know, Mortal Kombat is a long-running series of fighting games that was controversial back in the early 90s for its gore, violent gameplay that sparked the creation of the ESRB classification system for video games that we all know and love today. Everyone E and up, E10, T for teen, M for mature, AO for adults only, which no game luckily has ever been granted. On May 10th, 2023, Ed Boon, the creator of the long-running Mortal Kombat franchise and chief creative officer of NetherRealm Studios, uploaded a mysterious video on his Twitter account with the hashtag Mortal Kombat. Does anyone know what time it is? This shows the clock moving forward in time, stopping at 11 before skipping to 1. Anybody who's played Mortal Kombat 11 and has dwelled into the campaign mode as well as the Aftermath DLC that is included with Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. We'll know where the story leads to and why a reboot of the story would be the next proper step for the narrative to take. Um, that game ended in a way that calls for a reboot, and I think it kind of ends the story that they were trying to tell about splintering timelines and the effect of that very nicely, and bundles it all up into a nice little bow at the end, especially with the Aftermath DLC. Not long after, noted Twitter leakster Bilbo Kuhn revealed that the game's name was, which hints at the next Mortal Kombat title will indeed be a reboot of the series. Windows Central has also confirmed with their sources that the information provided by Bilbo Kuhn was indeed legit. The post says that the next Mortal Kombat game from Netherworld Studios and Warner Brothers Games will in fact be called Mortal Kombat 1. So that's going to be interesting that it's going to be coming to Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch is kind of a weaker hardware platform. It could barely handle Mortal Kombat 11 as is. And the fact that we're not seeing PlayStation 4 or Xbox One iterations of Mortal Kombat 1, as it's being called right now, states that it is being built from the ground up on current gen platforms, and not with last gen platforms and iterations in mind. With the exception of the Nintendo Switch, that just could be because of the sheer popularity of the console. But again, I'm going to be really cautious about a Switch version because I own Mortal Kombat 11 on Nintendo Switch Lite, and even on the core Switch system, it chugs. On the Lite, it's barely playable. It's super grainy. I mean, it runs at a smooth 60, but it looks. I mean, I wouldn't. I take that. I have to take that back. It probably runs like at a 50 to like 55 at most, at best. But it chugs, and you could tell the grain is there. It's just not a visually pleasing game to play. You could play it on the go, sure, but it's barely capable of handling that game. And I wonder if a Switch iteration is just hearsay until Nintendo announces a new console, which apparently they're not ready to do until next year. So yeah, the Twitter post also lists retail pricing for each version of the game. So for the standard version of Mortal Kombat 1, we're looking at $69.99, $70 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X, while the Nintendo Switch version will cost $59.99. So again, you're seeing the difference in price right there because you know you're going to get a lesser quality version on the Switch. So they're pricing it seemingly appropriate compared to their $70 iteration on PlayStation 5 and Series X and S. The premium edition, which details haven't been given out on what that includes yet, will cost $109.99, so $110. And the collector's edition will cost $250 and will be available exclusively on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Windows Central's sources also suggest that Mortal Kombat 1 is currently targeting a September 2023 launch date, although plans may alternate depending on the studio. We've also heard that the MK1 character pass may include various properties owned by Warner Brothers, so you could possibly expect to see characters including Peacemaker from the DC universe and possibly even Homelander from the comic book series The Boys, as according to this article. Although those details have yet to be confirmed. I would definitely think Peacemaker is probably a shoo-in for sure, just based on the popularity of his show and the character as of late. I would say Peacemaker's probably a shoe-in. And if you can get John Cena to do the mocap, uh, CG modeling, and voiceover, that's an additional plus. He was probably the best part of that whole show. So yeah, that would be great to have Peacemaker as part of the additional staff in Mortal Kombat, or I'm sorry, cast, I should say. Um, Summer Games Fest is rolling in pretty soon, so we should probably expect an official announcement very, very soon, if not sooner. Again, the PlayStation Showcase is rumored for the end of May, so we may get an announcement sooner than that. Yeah, Mortal Kombat's been around for a long time. I've been playing it since '92. At 10 years old, I probably shouldn't have been playing it. I've been a long time fan. I have my copy of Mortal Kombat 3 right here, long box for PS1. I've had it for a really long time. So yeah, long time fan of the series. I've owned every iteration. I've kind of sad when they left consoles at Mortal Kombat 5, the Deadly Alliance, and went straight to console ever since. Mortal Kombat is a game that flourishes in the arcade. Back in the day, we used to go with those binders with all the moves and just like veg out in front of the arcade and take people's quarters all day. So definitely looking forward to this game. It's probably on my biggest hyped list of 2023. That and potentially Metal Gear. So I'm really looking forward to this game. Hopefully, we get some news that drops very, very soon. So yeah, that looks like it's going to be the end of our show today. I want to thank everyone for watching today. You can go ahead and click patreon.com/the cultured nerd, and you can look up this show's tier and support us. We deeply appreciate it. You can support all our other shows on the channel as well. We want to thank all our Patreon supporters: Wesley, Ashlebeck, Connor, Anna, Salib, Oscar, Craig, Mitch, and Stephen. Stephen. We want to thank Ernest for joining us in the past. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us today. Our schedules are just conflicting as of late, but we're going to get him on a special episode soon, and we're going to talk about all the Activision acquisition news, which has been crazy as of late, and all that. And we'll get together and have a special episode, hopefully in the next few days. Thank you again for joining us. I deeply, deeply appreciate your support. Go ahead and click that thumbs up. It matters, trust me. If you like all the episodes, click subscribe. And if you have a QR reader, go ahead and scan that logo on the bottom to get more cultured nerd goodness and tidbits and news and whatnot. Thank you for everybody watching. Have a great day. Peace out.